The glittering ballroom of the Grand Meridian Hotel hummed with laughter, clinking crystal, and the low thrum of live jazz. Crystal chandeliers cast golden light over executives in tailored suits and their elegantly dressed spouses, while waiters in crisp white jackets wove through the crowd balancing trays of champagne and canapés. It was the annual year-end party for Apex Dynamics, the kind of event where bonuses were quietly celebrated, promotions whispered about, and hierarchies reinforced with every polite smile. Rhea Sharma stood near the edge of the room in her simple navy blue sari, the one she had bought 3 years ago for her sister's wedding and carefully preserved for occasions like this. In her hands she held a small plate with 2 samosas and a few pieces of paneer tikka, her dinner for the night. She had arrived early to help set up the registration table, as always, because the admin team always did. Now, at 9:15 p.m., the senior leadership had finally made their entrance, and the real party had begun. She was about to find a quiet corner when Mr. Vikram Rao, the regional director, spotted her. He was laughing with a group of department heads, a glass of single malt in one hand. His eyes flicked to her plate, then to the empty seats at the main tables reserved for key personnel. "Ah, Rhea," he called, loud enough for several heads to turn. "You can eat outside, beta. The terrace is nice and quiet. No need to crowd the main hall." A few people chuckled. Someone murmured, "She's just support staff anyway." Rhea felt the words land like cold water on her skin. She forced a small smile, nodded once, and turned toward the glass doors leading to the rooftop terrace without a word. The night air outside was cooler, carrying the faint scent of jasmine from the hotel gardens below. String lights twinkled overhead, but the terrace was mostly empty except for a couple of smoking executives who barely glanced at her. Rhea found a small marble bench near the railing, sat down, and looked at her plate. The samosas had gone cold. She ate slowly anyway, each bite tasting like cardboard. 32 years old, 12 years with the company, and still support staff. Still the girl who stayed late to fix everyone else's reports, who remembered every birthday in the department, who had quietly covered for her manager during his 3-month medical leave last year. Inside, the music swelled. Laughter spilled out every time the doors opened. She could see them through the glass, her colleagues, her superiors, their faces flushed with success and expensive whiskey. No one came out to check on her. No one brought her a drink. She was invisible, exactly where they wanted her. Rhea set the plate aside and stared at the city lights stretching into the distance. Her phone buzzed in her purse. A message from her mother, "Beta, did you get the bonus? Papa is asking." She hadn't. The official email had come yesterday, performance bonuses for core team members only. Support and admin roles were getting appreciation certificates instead. Her salary was enough to keep the family afloat, but the bonus had been her hope for her father's knee surgery and her younger brother's college fees. Now even that was gone. She closed her eyes, letting the cool breeze brush tears from her lashes before they could fall. The fracture inside her, the same one that had formed when her father lost his job, when medical bills piled up, when she had put her own dreams on hold, deepened into something sharp and permanent. Not despair. Resolve. When she opened her eyes again, the decision had already crystallized. Rhea stood, smoothed her sari, and walked back into the ballroom with quiet dignity. She didn't make a scene. She simply moved through the crowd until she reached the small stage where the DJ was set up. The music paused for a moment between songs. She leaned toward the young technician and spoke softly. "May I borrow the microphone for 1 minute? Please." The boy looked uncertain but handed it over when he saw the calm determination in her eyes. Rhea tapped the mic once. The feedback whine cut through the chatter. Heads turned. Conversations died. She spoke clearly, voice steady but carrying the weight of 12 silent years. "Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all enjoying the party. I just wanted to say a few words before I leave." Mr. Rao's smile faltered. A few senior managers exchanged uneasy glances. 12 years ago I joined Apex as a junior admin assistant. Since then I have prepared every quarterly report, coordinated every client visit, fixed every system crash at 2 a.m., remembered every anniversary and birthday, and covered for managers when they were sick, on leave, or simply unavailable. I have never asked for a promotion. I have never complained about working weekends or staying late. I only asked for one thing this year, the same bonus the rest of the team received. Instead, I was told I could eat outside. A ripple of discomfort moved through the room. Someone coughed. A woman in a red gown shifted uncomfortably. Ria continued, her voice gaining quiet strength. Tonight I realized something important. I am not support staff. I am the support. Without the people who keep the lights on, the data accurate, the clients happy, and the chaos organized, none of this, she gestured at the glittering ballroom, would exist. So I have decided to stop being invisible. She reached into her purse and pulled out a single USB drive, holding it up so the lights caught its surface. This contains every email, every approval, every late-night fix, every creative accounting workaround I have been asked to do over the last 6 years. It also contains detailed records of how bonuses were allocated, how overtime was denied while senior management claimed credit for my work, and how safety and compliance issues were quietly buried. I had hoped never to use it. But tonight, when I was told to eat outside, I understood that kindness and loyalty are not the same as weakness. The silence in the room was absolute. Even the waiters had stopped moving. Ria's eyes found Mr. Rao. He had gone pale. I am not here to destroy the company, she said softly. I am here to remind everyone that the people who hold everything together deserve to be seen. Tomorrow morning I will resign. My resignation letter is already drafted and copied to the board, to HR, and to the Labor Commissioner. Along with it, I am attaching this drive. Not as a threat, but as evidence of 12 years of quiet contribution that was never valued. If the company chooses to treat its backbone with dignity, perhaps we can still find a way forward. If not, the truth will speak for itself. She placed the microphone back on its stand with gentle care. Then she turned, picked up her small handbag, and walked toward the exit. No one stopped her. At the door she paused and looked back once. Faces that had laughed at her earlier now stared with a mixture of shock, guilt, and dawning fear. Mr. Rao's hand trembled around his glass. The head of HR was already whispering urgently into her phone. Ria stepped outside into the cool night air. The city lights blurred through fresh tears, but this time they were not tears of hurt. They were tears of release. She took a deep breath, feeling the weight of invisibility lift from her shoulders like a heavy shawl finally set aside. Her phone rang before she even reached the elevator. It was the CEO's personal assistant. Ria G, please don't leave. Mr. Agarwal wants to speak with you immediately. He is on his way down. She smiled to herself, small and tired and victorious. I'll wait in the lobby, she replied calmly. But only for 10 minutes. I have a family waiting for me at home. In the marble-floored lobby she sat on a velvet sofa, back straight, hands folded in her lap. When the CEO arrived, flushed, apologetic, already promising to review every bonus and promotion, she listened without interruption. She did not gloat. She simply stated her terms: full bonus for all admin and support staff retroactively, a formal apology circulated company-wide, and a new policy ensuring fair recognition for every role that kept the company alive. The CEO agreed to everything. Later that night, Ria walked into her small 2-bedroom flat carrying a box of leftover pastries from the party and the promise of a better tomorrow. Her father looked up from the couch, worry etched on his face. Her brother paused his studies. Little Mahi, already in her nightdress, ran to hug her. Mummy, did they make you eat outside again? Ria knelt and cupped her daughter's face, pressing a kiss to her forehead. No, Beta, she whispered, voice thick with emotion. Tonight Mummy finally ate at the table. And next year we will all sit together wherever we want. She held her family close, feeling the fracture inside her chest finally begin to knit into something stronger. Pride, resilience, and the quiet power of a woman who had refused to stay invisible any longer. Outside, the city continued its restless hum. Inside the Grand Meridian, the party had lost its sparkle. But in a modest home on the outskirts, a mother who had once been told to eat outside was now the one who had changed the entire menu.